Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Colleen and MikeColleen.com, MikeKollin.com. Okay, so I'm going to give you two really powerful tools that you can use in your life that will help you in every area, from business to sales to getting the job, to getting the girl, keeping the girl, to having open clarity and conversations between men and women, anyone, even your own children, okay? This is David. If you guys have been following my YouTube video for a couple years, you definitely would have seen David. I did a series of 4 or 5 videos with you.
About four.
Yeah, we did one video I cut into 4 pieces. Did we do a second video?
I think we did a second
recording.
Right. I know when we did one at a coffee shop and then
another one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Here?
I believe so. It's been a while.
So David took my course a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago?
It was 2.5, 3 years ago.
All right, almost 3 years, I think it's been. Something like that. So why don't we let David start off? And oh, by the way, if you go to my website right now, you can get one of my books for free, Why Men Just Don't Get It. There's going to be a drop-down box within seconds or a second. Or in the upper right-hand corner, click that button, and the drop-down box will come down at any time. I think it's to any page. So that being said, go ahead. So go ahead, share.
Well, from Mike's teachings, when I first worked with Mike, I was watching his videos, and I wasn't quite sure what he was explaining. It looked kind of confusing. I wasn't quite understanding what he was trying to get across. But I kept on coming back to his videos because there was something about him and something about what he was saying that was really important, and I didn't know what it was.
Well, when you see an awesome person, something happens. You just like, well, why is he so awesome?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he gets that way sometimes.
Exactly. I make you guys awesome, by the way, and you think I'm joking. I'm actually very serious about it. Would you say you've become... it's a word I really love to use, but wouldn't you say that before you met me, and now aren't you more awesome? Or your life?
I would say now in my life, every morning I get up, I might say about 95% of the time, I feel really good.
Yeah.
I feel good. I feel, there is something that I can experience today that I didn't experience the day before that would make today that much better. Mm-hmm. And that was a 360 degrees difference than when I first came to you.
Wait, that's full circle, dude. You mean 180 degrees.
Yeah, whatever. So something around there. I was a complete difference in where my mentality was, my mental state was about 3 years ago. Well, my mental state 3 years ago was very dark. It was just depressed. A lot of depression, a lot of frustration, and I wasn't sure why that was. I kept on doing the same thing over, having the same beliefs, and getting the same results. Isn't that kind of crazy?
Did a life coach ever ask you this question over and over and over? How well is that working for you?
Yes. Mike would look at me after I told him, well, this is what I'm doing. And he said, okay, and how were the results in that? And I would say, well, this is what happened.
Right.
And then I would argue with Mike, well, this is how you do it, Mike.
Right.
And then he would say, well, how well is that working?
All right. Let me share a little thing with you guys. All right. So I mostly work with dating relationship coaching. I do personal development, which is a part of the whole package. And that's why David's life has changed so much, is the personal development side. So one thing over the years that I've developed is this phrase that I will yell or say in a very kind of gruff kind of way. I'll have clients come to me and I'm like, well, how long have you been doing that strategy to meet the girl or to make your wife happy? I'll have clients be like, well, my wife, I cleaned the kitchen for 4 hours and she got all pissed off. And I immediately go, well, how well did that work for you? And they're like, what do you mean? I go, well, what was your purpose for doing that? Buying her the flowers or doing whatever? I was trying to make her happy. And then I would immediately blurt out again, how well did that work for you? Because in the beginning when I just say, well, how well did that work for you? Like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, Jesus. Why did you spend $100 some on a bouquet of flowers or roses or whatever? And like, I told you, trying to make her happy. Like, isn't that obvious? And then I'll yell, how well did that work for you? And so what I'm trying to say, and women have a phrase they say to guys all the time, but guys don't quite catch it. They say actions speak louder than words. And this is part of my course too. Most men think she's talking about him. She's talking about her. Her actions are telling you how she feels about it. Or, actions speak louder than words. This is very true with the woman. It's all about the way you say things. With men, words mean everything. I said I'm going to do it, so I'm going to do it. So I'm not going to try to explain this. So my point being is like, if you do something for your wife or girlfriend and it pisses her off, or she gets upset, or she throws the roses, don't do it anymore.
That's a good idea, Mike.
And so this also, when you learn this with women, you also start seeing how you're doing this in the rest of your life. Like, wow, I've had guys come to me like, well, how long have you been trying to pick women up that way? Or meet women or open conversation? Well, about 10 years. And I'm just like, and I would literally go, how well is that working for you? Doesn't work very well at all. Like, so stop fucking doing it. Learn a new way. Try something new. Is that kind of what you're saying?
I would say 3 years ago, I was blocking myself. I had certain beliefs that I grew up with, that my family taught me, that my friends taught me, that my society taught me, and I kept on doing what I thought was what you were supposed to do.
Right.
Come to find out, that doesn't work that way.
That's a very male thing, because the male brain is about following rules. It's really good. It's the master of following rules, structure, and organization, and it loves that. Thinking for yourself.
And that gets things done, but you cannot be creative from that.
Well, I'm actually explaining that back to what you were saying of what I should say, or what did you just say like 2 seconds ago?
It's great for getting things done.
No, before that. That led into it. You were saying I was doing what I thought I was supposed to do.
I was doing the beliefs that I was taught
that I thought I was supposed
that I thought I was supposed to do.
Now let me tell you guys, the number one thing, one of the number one things, and the whole strategy thing too, of how well is that working for you? In other words, change up. Guys come into me, and it's a very male brain. It's the left brain. It does what it's told. But Mike, that's what I've heard my whole life, and I'll scream, how well does that work for you? What do you mean? Like, well, it's holding you back from what you want. And so the problem with following the rules blindly is you're not thinking. The right brain is the internal self-thinking brain. But most males, they don't use it. I mean, we're talking 1% of society, maybe 6%, 7%. And when you become that one guy out of 100 men, out of 97 men that actually learns how to use your right brain, man, women just ping, they ping on you. There's one right there, and they'll come after you. They're going to want to talk to you. They're going to make up. What did you say in the car about women making? What did you say? Making excuses to talk to you.
What I love, that one paragraph you have in your book, is when women start coming to you and making excuses,
making up
reasons to talk to you, then you're doing it correctly. If they're not coming up to you, make up reasons to talk to you, you're not doing it correctly.
Keep going. I'm going to grab some.
I mean, that when I'm doing it correctly, or when I'm just doing a little bit of it, I recognize that. I've had that experience, and it's like, holy shit, this is what's happening. And then you just have you have women just kind of coming up to you just to talk to you about whatever. And you weren't putting yourself out there. You weren't trying to do anything. You're just there. You're just being present. And They just come right up to you, and they start talking to you, asking you questions, and you kind of go, holy crap. Before, that would never have happened.
What?
Oh, anything like that.
Women just
or if it did, you wouldn't notice it. I mean, now when you're more in your right brain, or you're just being present, you definitely notice, recognize what's going on around you in a bigger picture way.
So, the book he was talking about is this is the manual for the course. So when you take the course, this is the manual you're going to get. So it's the same image that's on the book. It's cracked. Let's see if we get that. Crack the female code. Okay. So just real quick, you can go to my website, Mike Colleen, MikeKollin.com, MikeColleen.com. It's normally a $60 book, believe it or not, and it's on sale for $35 right now. Now, if you need a convincer, you can get the first section of the book, which is about 114 pages, 104 pages. On the home page, the third section, so you can have the slider, testimonials, and the third section, those two pictures of couples. On the left side for men, they'll say, no, it's on the right side. Why is it so hard to love a woman? Scroll down, click on the button that says Hidden Power, scroll down to the book. All right, click it. It's an automatic download. Okay, for right now, I'm going to switch it up and have a drop-down box really soon. So,
can I add to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to add to that. If you're going to spend, what's the sale price on that?
So $35 right
35 bucks. Okay, well, if you're going to spend 35 bucks on this, just get the $75 Ultimate Package. I suggest that because when I was reading this book, I immediately wanted the next book, and I wanted the next one, because every single thing led to something else that was bigger and better. And so if you're going to get this book, great. You're gonna read this, and you're gonna go, holy crap. You might have a thing where you're not going to believe it, but if there's going to be part of you that's going to say, hey, there's something to this. And if you implement what's in this book, you're going to see a result from that.
Right, and that's what I'm all about. You know, it took me a long time to understand there's two different kinds of people in the world. Now, I was an athlete my whole life, and there's always dangerous sports like boxing, kickboxing, football, wrestling, Muay Thai. And these are sports where you can get hurt. And so I learned early on. I started martial arts when I was 4 years old, and I got into boxing when I was 8 years old. Started competing at 9, and then they changed the rule at 10 because you used to be able to compete. I think between at 8 and up. Then they changed the state law. So, anyways, I started in combat sports, so you had to know what you were doing. You could not bullshit your way. Once you step in that ring, everyone's watching you. When that fucking bell rings, it's live, and you're gonna get fucking hit. So you better know what you're doing. That's the mentality that I came from at a very, very young age. And the reason I'm saying it because I'm at an age now where I look at a lot of people. A lot of people are bullshitters. I mean, they just they half-ass shit. You're never going to be good at anything if you half-ass it. So that's what my teachings and courses all based on. What works. It's all about results. Now, one of the other books that you're going to get in the Ultimate Package is Sex Signals. Is unconscious body language signals that women throw at you all the time, but you miss it because they're right brain signals and you're in your left brain. So, were you going to say something else about the Ultimate Package, or?
Yeah, I would suggest whatever book you get, read it at least 8 times, if not more.
Here's the thing, Marcus. Now he's also. I got a video of him on my website. He's in Japan. We did it via his cell phone. And I think he said, no, I think it's a testimonial he put on either on the Ultimate Package or on the Cracked Female Code book. You can scroll down and get to the testimonials. And I think he said he's on his 4th time or 3rd or 5th time reading the book. And all of my clients will call me and say, I'm on my 3rd time reading. This book is awesome. The book is fun to read. As one client bought it and read it in 4 days. And I'm like, 400 pages? And he goes, I couldn't put it down. It is an eye-opening. I just got a phone call from a client today, not a client, but someone who bought my book. And he was like, man, when I first, I'm going to come full circle now to what he was originally saying. He said, when I first started watching your videos, I was like, this is weird. Or not weird, but what were you saying? It didn't make sense.
Unusual. It didn't make sense. I wasn't quite sure what was about, but I also was drawn to it. There's a part of me.
Right. So.
There was something to it that I wasn't quite getting.
Right, and that's exactly what the guy on the phone, the phone's over there, that's exactly what he said. He's like, at first I was like, what is this? This is different. But he goes, I couldn't stop watching your videos. And he goes, and then I got your book. And he goes, all of a sudden, things that I have wondered and thought about my whole life about women, it all started coming together. He goes, it all made sense. He goes, and I couldn't put the book down.
Yeah.
That is a very typical experience when people buy my book, Cracked Female Code. And you know what? The full package is you get Cracked Female Code, also Sex Signals, and you get the Girl, Keep the Girl. Which I introduced one of my most powerful techniques about. Well, read the book, you'll get it. And then I get, what else? I also throw in a bonus package or bonus section. And then an hour on the phone with me. So after you read at least Cracked Female Code, you got to read the book first. If you have any questions, for 1 hour I charge $125. It's actually, that's what I used to charge, but for 1 hour, so it's like $375 an hour I charge now. If you include, well, you came in when my prices were lower though, 3 years ago. Now my prices are higher.
I got the Walmart price.
All right, mention this video. It's not the Walmart price. Oh yeah, it kind of was. Mention this video. I will cut you a good deal. Don't worry about it. Okay. So normally that package is worth, I think it's valued at $225. I'd have to look at it. It's been a long time, but you get the whole package for $75. It is, if you were going to invest money, get the freaking package. It will open your eyes, and you'll be able to see things about the difference between men and women and why women do what they do. And like, oh my God, no wonder that makes so much sense.
And I strongly suggest reading it as many times as possible, because you will, if you don't recognize something the first time you read it, you're going to recognize something that you weren't conscious of the third or fourth time. You go, oh, now I understand what he's saying. And the more you read it, the more it's going to get in your unconscious, and it'll become more, it just becomes more natural to do.
Yeah.
You know.
Because, okay, in the beginning, when you watch my videos, you're like, what is this? And every client says, what is this? Because, okay, let me say that part. I have to say this. I can't explain this in a 10, 15-minute video. I couldn't even try. It is so opposite of the way the male brain functions, processes, and thinks, that when I throw it at you, you're like, this is weird. Even in the course, in the first 3 sessions, 3 or 4 days, you're just like, what? And then it clicks. And then you're like, oh my God, this makes sense. It's learning a completely different way of perceiving the world and the people in it. And when you do that, women are going to be drawn to you. All right.
And if you're not even interested in meeting women, if that's not your goal, but you want to better your life.
Change your life.
You want to change your life. You don't perceive life as being the way you want it.
Yeah.
Then just reading this will help with that. You know, it can take you into a bigger picture of the world. You'll see things in a different way. Like I said, 3 years ago, dark times. Now things are much, much more positive for me.
You can't see, but he's wearing dress shoes now. He was not wearing dress shoes back then. Turn your head a little bit. Let him see the side of your head. He's got style now. He wears dress shirts now. He's got the side buzz short and a little bit of length on.
Are you saying I was a bum then? Is that what you're saying? That hurts, man.
I'm just saying you've improved.
That hurts.
You've improved. All right.
I'm hard, man.
But seriously though, don't you feel good that you're starting to you have style?
Yeah.
He's even doing his
3 years ago.
Fu Manchu or whatever you call it.
3 years ago. That's right. Fu Manchu.
Isn't that what it's called?
3 years ago, it was a very depressed time for me because I had a lot of shit happen in my life. And yeah, when you're depressed, you make bad decisions. And when you make bad decisions, you don't take care of yourself. Right. You don't dress. You don't look decent because you don't care.
Yeah.
But you do care, but you don't care.
Right.
You know,
but that's another thing I want to point out. His overall health is massive. He's got color in his skin now. He eats healthy. Do you eat healthy foods now, right? Still on that?
Better than I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you eat vegetables now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's eating a lot better than he used to eat. So this is a life-changing course. So that was not the intention of this video, but I'm going to make another video, and we're going to talk about these techniques I was alluding to before. And was there something else in the next video you want to talk about, or is that?
You were going to mention how I'm an amazing student of yours. Yeah, that's what he was going to mention.
So go to Mike Kollin, MikeKollin.com and get started. I highly recommend you get the Ultimate Package. At the very least, get the book Cracked Female Code. I promise you, it is a book that will open your eyes and it will bring a lot of relief to you. And if you're a lady watching this video, I wrote a book called Why Men Just Don't Get It. And all of you can get that for free. A drop back box will come down. I'm going to have one for men soon, but don't have yet. And just do it that way. All right, see you guys soon. Bye.
Peace.